Welcome to Savitribai Phule Shikshan Prasarak Mandal, Renuka Junior College. Myself Utikar R.A. I am the staff of 12th Standard Subject Biology. Today we are going to start the lecture number 15 about the topic reproduction in lower and higher animals. In this section, we are going to take a look at menstrual cycle. So menstrual cycle is very important phase in female's body. Menstrual cycle is responsible for the reproduction process. So let's see what things are present in menstrual cycle. So menstrual cycle is also said to be the ovarian cycle. Menstrual cycle is the characteristic features of primates including humans. It involves a series of cyclic changes in the ovary and the female reproductive tract, mainly in the uterus. These changes takes place under the effect of gonadotropins and the ovarian hormones respectively. So here the name gonadotropin hormone is there. Gonadotropin hormone is nothing but the combination of FSH and LH. FSH means follicle stimulating hormone and LH means luteinizing hormone. Ovarian hormones are estrogen and progesterone. Next point. The cycles are repeated with a periodicity of approximately 28 days. The middle of each cycle is characterized by the release of an egg. This egg in every cycle comes alternately from one of the two ovaries. The cycle is divided into 4 phases. So menstrual cycle is divided into 4 phases as a menstrual phase, proliferative phase, ovulatory phase and luteal phase. So let's see the menstrual phase. Menstrual phase is the first phase. So see which things are present in it. The beginning of each cycle is takes as the first day where the menses or a loss of blood about 45 to 100 ml takes place and it lasts for approximately 5 days. Average is 3 to 7 days. See menstrual phase is also said to be the bleeding phase where the bleeding occurs. It starts from the day first and ends towards approximately at 5th day. Only 45 to 100 ml of blood is going to be discharged from the female's body in menstrual phase. Next point. Endometrium of uterus breaks down under the effect of prostaglandins released due to decreased level of progesterone and estrogen. So see, whenever progesterone and estrogen levels are decreasing out, at that time endometrium lining present in the uterus breaks down and then the menstrual cycle get started. Due to this, blood, tissue fluid, mucus, endometrial lining and unfertilized oocyte is discharged through vagina. So all these things are present in the menses. Which things are there? Blood, tissue fluid, mucus, endometrial lining and unfertilized oocyte. The endometrial lining becomes very thin, that is about 1 millimeter. The menstrual discharge continues for an average of 5 days. However, this blood does not clot due to presence of fibrinolysin. So see, whenever we have any cut in our body, then the blood coagulation process will be there due to having a protein fibrinogen and thromboplastin. But whenever menstrual cycle is there is a presence of fibrinolysin protein, and this fibrinolysin protein will inhibit the coagulation process and allow the blood to flow. Menstrual phase occurs when an ovulated egg does not get fertilized and it is thereby shed out along with the menstruum. It is thus called as a funeral of unfertilized egg. So this is another name for menstrual phase, that is funeral of unfertilized egg. During these 5 days, many primordial follicles develops into primary and few of them into secondary follicles under the effect of FSH. FSH means follicular stimulating hormone. Due to having this hormone, the primordial follicle starts to develop into primary and secondary follicles. So this is the diagram showing hormones and the menstrual cycle. So there are various changes occurs during the ovarian phase, after that ovarian hormonal level and uterine cycle. So what happens in menses? Menses gets started at the day 0 to 5. Here the estrogen level is very low as well as progesterone level is also very low, and our line of endometrium starts to decreasing due to having blood flow. Now what happens during the day first? Primary ovulatory phase, here ovarian cycle, primordial follicle starts to develop and becomes more in more size. Here during menses, the follicular phases, that is FSH and LH level, is also in a moderate condition. Okay. So second phase is a proliferative phase, also said to be the follicular phase or a post-menstrual phase. What happens is, this phase is the duration between the end of menstruation and release of ovum, means ovulation. Duration of this phase is more variable than other phases. Generally, it extends from 5th to 13th day of menstrual cycle. So this is the second phase, named as a proliferative phase, and it starts from the 5th day and ends towards the 13th day of menstrual cycle. A few, that is 6 to 12 secondary follicles proceed to develop, but usually one of them develops into a Graafian follicle, that is mature follicle. The other secondary follicles degenerates. See what happens in this 5th to 13th day. The primordial follicle starts to become a primary and secondary follicle. In about 6 to 12 secondary follicles starts to develop, but out of 6 to 12 only one becomes the Graafian follicle or a mature follicle. Other follicles get degenerated. So degeneration of the follicle, this process is said to be atresia. Developing secondary follicles secretes the hormone estrogen. The stimulation for proliferation of new follicles is influenced by GnRH, which stimulates the release of FSH. Now follicular stimulating hormone is going to be released due to having influence of GnRH. GnRH is one factor which is responsible for the stimulation of FSH. Endometrium begins to regenerate under the effect of gradually increasing quantity of estrogen. Regeneration also involves formation of endothelial cells, endometrial or uterine glands, and network of blood vessels. Thickness of endometrium reaches 3 to 5 mm. Now see what happens in first phase. The thickness of endometrium is only 1 mm thick. It is very thin. But what happens in proliferative phase? The endometrium lining is again built up to 3 to 5 mm for the next menstrual cycle. The third phase is said to be ovulatory phase. See what happens in ovulatory phase. It is the shortest phase of menstrual cycle. It involves rupturing of the mature Graafian follicle and release of ovum, and that is the secondary oocyte in the pelvic cavity, usually on the 14th day of menstrual cycle. So at the 14th day there is a release of one ovum from each of the ovary, and in that way the fertilization process is very good in ovulation phase. Rapid secretions of LH by positive feedback mechanism causes the mature follicle to rupture. Ovulation may be accompanied by mild or severe pains in lower abdomen. So whenever ovulatory phase is there are cramps in the pelvic region or in abdomen, due to which we can recognize that ovulatory phase is going to be start. The last phase of menstrual cycle is said to be secretory phase. It is also called as a luteal phase. See what happens. The duration of this phase is between the ovulation and beginning of the next menses. This phase is the longest phase. It lasts for 14th day, from 15th to 28th day of the cycle. After release of secondary oocytes, remaining tissue of Graafian follicle transforms into the corpus luteum under the effect of LH. LH is nothing but luteinizing hormone. Now the egg is released from that oocyte. Now whatever remaining portion is there, that remaining portion is said to be corpus luteum. And that corpus luteum is going to be degenerate after the formation of progesterone. See what happens. Corpus luteum begins to secrete progesterone and estrogen. The ovulated egg may get fertilized within 24 hours. However, in the absence of fertilization, corpus luteum can survive for only 2 weeks and then degenerates into a white spore called as a corpus albicans. Now, in ovulation phase, if fertilization process is successful, then the pregnancy will be there. But if not fertilization will be there, if fertilization is not there, then after some times or after 2 weeks, that corpus luteums go away from female's body through white scar. It is said to be the corpus albicans. The corpus luteum releases progesterone, small amount of estrogen and inhibin. Under the influence of these hormones, the endometrium glands grow, becomes coiled and starts uterine secretions. Endometrium becomes more vascularized and thickness up to 8 to 10 millimeter. So that much of thickness is necessary for the next menstrual cycle. Inhibin stops the secretion of FSH. These changes are necessary for fertilization and subsequent implantation. However, if the ovulated egg gets fertilized and the embryo is implanted, there is a secretion of human chorionic gonadotropin, that is HCG, which extends the life of a corpus luteum and stimulates its secretory activity. Now, if fertilization is successful and implantation is also get successful, then there is a release of HCG, and that HCG will give life to the corpus luteum again for its secretion process. Presence of HCG in maternal blood and urine is an indicator for pregnancy. In absence of fertilization, next menstrual cycle is beginning. So HCG is you can say pregnancy test kit is there. In that pregnancy test kit, there is a urine test, and in that urine test, if HCG is present in the urine, then 2 lines are there. That 2 lines will indicate the presence of pregnancy due to having HCG. And if there is a no presence of HCG, then next menstrual cycle is going to be occur. So thank you. In next lecture we are going to concern about the gametogenesis. Thank you.